I'm not bigging up. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just telling you the truth, right? For those who know, right? This game is listen, man. Like, is what I'm gonna show you guys today. I'm telling you, if you guys apply this information, this is what I do on a day-to-day basis. This is what I do, right? So I'm telling you guys right now, this is real, and I'm not afraid to tell you my failures. I'm not afraid to tell you the days, the times when I blow my account, the times where I've over leveraged, the times, because you need to hear that. You need to hear that. That's part of because I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that I made, right? You know, those moments when I, over leverage, and when I was over and I was getting emotional at the market and I was shouting at the screen and I'm trying to, come on, trade, go in my favor. And it's like the trade, trust me, like all these things is why I can teach like this, because I've really got results and receipts to say, listen, this is what I've done. This is how, and this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to become, that level where you can start educating people on the markets, right? Not just about how to make money. That's great, but how to have the psychology of a trader, right? And adding to that, you got to have the passion for it. And having a passion for trading is having a why. Okay, having a why, having a reason why, and not just trading to make money. You're trading, like my biggest motivation in trading is not the money anymore, right? Really, it's not. It's really, I want to be able to prove to people that trading works, right? I want to be able to prove to people that the trading market is one of the most lucrative ways to make money. That's my real burning desire. Making money, listen, we make money every day. Trading is for me, it's not hard anymore because I've mastered certain areas of my game. But it's like a football player, it's like a basketball player, right? I study like Michael Jordan. If you guys know me, if you guys follow my Instagram, you guys will know I'm a big fan of Allen Iverson. He's my favorite basketball player of all time. Allen Iverson was a legend, and he played for the Philadelphia 76ers from 1996 to 2004. And I used to idolize this guy, man. I used to want braids because of him. I used to want, like, I used to want to, but if you look back, I actually studied his life, and he would spend 4 or 5 hours a day practicing, bouncing the ball, shooting, practicing, and that's what it takes. If you want to be the best, if you want to master this game, whatever game that you're in, you've got to become competent. But you've got to work on your skill every day. Work on in the lab, in the background when no one's watching. Those are the moments that make you the champion. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys real knowledge, guys, today. Okay, so don't take it for granted, because I'm telling you right now, people ain't doing this out here, man. This is this is the real deal right here. And I've learned this from very successful people too. So I don't take credit for it, to be honest. I just say that by the grace of God, people around me have really been a blessing. So first and foremost, guys, look, the first thing you want to do is, every single person on this call, you've got to pick what currency pair you want to trade. Okay? Now, you're going to have that the actual app, the actual NVISIONU app, the trades that we're sending out, right? The trades that we're sending out every single day on the trading app, you should be taking all those trades, okay? Like, take as many of the trades as you can, because you're using those trades as leverage to, like, make money, right? But in terms of actually marking up the charts and picking a currency, I want you guys to pick a currency pair that you want to just look at. It doesn't mean you have to start taking trades, because some of you may not be at the level where you can take your own trades right now. Right? That's why we have the app. Don't rush the process. The app is there for you to leverage the trading system. Okay? I'll say it again. The app is there for you to leverage the trading system. Okay? You want to be able to leverage the educators. There are traders in this company that are way better than me. Multiple six-figure earners. I know some of the traders. They make 10, 20 grand a week in trading. They're in this company right now. They're giving you guys their signals. You're going to make money. But alongside that, it's also about understanding the markets and knowing how to take money, how to produce, or how to perform a legal bank heist, right? We are professional bank robbers, okay? We are taking money out of these markets, man, and we're taking money out, and we're gonna just have a good time. Okay, we're not gonna waste too much time. We're not gonna dance around the bank once we rob the bank and we leave. Okay, for lack of a better term, right? So let's start with this, right? This is the very basics of marking up a chart. So what you want to do, right, is you want to pick. So for example, I'm picking. Just for example, I'm picking GBP USD. Now, when you go into TradingView, there is a video I can send to you guys on, and I will actually record another video on how to actually set up your chart. So sometimes your chart may not have like it's very important to have this watermark in the back. I might even do like a video on this, how to set up your TradingView chart. Because this website, guys, just to make it clear, I don't use this site to place trades. I use the NVISIONU app and I use MT5. I use MT5 now, but MT4, MT5, same thing, right? I use MT5 and I use the NVISIONU app to enter my trades. Okay, I only use this website to mark up my charts for opportunities to enter into the market. I'll say it one more time. Entering trades, executing trades, I use the NVISIONU app, which is the number one app you should be using. That's number one. Before all of this stuff, NVISIONU app is the priority. Second priority is MT4, MT5, and then this is alongside that as well. I use those two apps to enter into my trades, and I use this website here to mark up the charts. So let me show you guys how this looks, right? So for example, I've already marked up my support and my resistance. So this is GBP USD, right? I'm actually going to go into the daily chart. Okay. Now, one thing about trading, guys, see, as you can see, I've already done my analysis in the past. I've already marked up this. Let me just see here. Okay. What I'll do is I'll delete these lines and I'll start again. Okay, so this is the GBP USD. So this is the pound, the pound versus the dollar. Every £1 right now, the current price is 1.26543. That's the current price of so for every £1 right now, it's 1.26548 US dollars. Does that make sense, guys? So when you're trading a currency pair, one against the other, you're basically looking, for example, GBP versus Euro, right? You're one currency against the other. Okay, so it's a GBP has a value of 1, and the USD is the comparison price. That is the exchange rate. Okay? So first thing that you do is you draw your support and your resistance. Support and resistance is like the barrier for the market. It's basically where the ceiling and the floor of the market is. Typically what you're doing, I want you guys to start taking some notes, okay? Typically what you're going to do is you're going to sell at the levels of resistance and you're going to buy at the levels of support. It doesn't always mean that that's what's going to happen. Obviously not. I don't want to sell you guys dreams. But at the end of the day, you know, the Forex market has patterns. And the Forex market moves in a certain direction, and your goal is to look at the level of support and resistance and make decisions according to that. Now, the ceiling is the resistance and the support is the floor. Now, I always give this example, and I learned this from a good friend of mine. He said, if you're trading, if you're in a room, right, and you have a basketball, you have a bouncy ball, and you bounce it off the floor, what's going to happen? It's going to hit the ceiling and then come back down, right? And then go back up and hit the ceiling, come back down. That's exactly like the Forex market. The market is going to stay within the regions of the support and resistance. And then in addition to this, sometimes support can become resistance and resistance can become support. So sometimes, right, you can see this right here is within the bounds of the ceiling and the floor, okay? And this is the daily chart. Now, just to make this clear, on TradingView, you have different time frames. You have the monthly chart, which obviously you have to keep adjusting it because it's a different, it's the same currency pair, but it's just a different time frame. So these charts are being deciphered in different time frames. So this is weekly. So you can see it's a whole, and weekly and monthly charts are for swing traders. There are three main types of traders. Write this down. You have day traders, which is what I am. You have swing traders, and then you have scalpers. A scalper is someone that takes trades in like 5-10 minute intervals. They take a trade for 5 minutes, they close it. Take a trade for 15 minutes, they close it. They take a trade for 10 minutes, they close it. But then you have day traders like me that I place a trade, and my goal is to enter into a trade at the beginning of the day and let it ride for a couple of hours. But my goal is to close out the trade before the day is over, right? Or sometimes, called intraday trading, I might hold it for the following day, but very rarely I do that. I normally close out my trades before the end of the day. I don't like to have that hanging over my head. I like to close out my trades to know what start the next day fresh. Okay? And so then you've got swing traders who hold trades for weeks and months and sometimes even years. Now, I don't have the stomach for that. I don't have the patience for that. It doesn't mean that that's just my style. I don't want to do that, right? I like to pull money out of the market. I like to, look at my results for the day and be happy with what I've made, right? Rather than holding a trade. Now, the reason what I do is I use crypto for that. So I buy cryptos and I hold them for longer periods of time. And I will do a call at some point about what cryptos. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't want to be liable for any of that stuff. Like, Derrick, what should I invest in? I don't like doing that stuff because I'm not a financial advisor, right? But I will give you at some point. I'll give you a range of cryptos that are doing well, and it's your choice whether you want to invest in them or not. But as I was saying to you guys last week, the most important thing about trading, right, is to only invest money that you're willing to lose. Simple as that. Only invest money that is not going to hurt your mortgage or hurt your family or hurt your car payments. You don't want to put money into the market that you cannot afford to lose, because then you start trading emotionally. And that's when you start, entering in what we call the witness protection program, when you start realizing that the market wasn't your friend because you tried to give the market a sharp bargain and the market said goodbye, right? Adios, amigo, right? The market has no emotions. The market doesn't care, what holiday you want to go on. The market doesn't care if you're going to Punta Cana or not. The market doesn't care what's going on. All the market wants to know is, what is your agenda here? Let's work. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You've got to figure out what I'm going to do. That's how the market is, right? So that's a quick mindset tip for you guys, in terms of in using the market is right, is marking up your charts, right? So I'm going to start on the daily, okay? So I'm not going to do weekly and monthly. That's a bit more advanced, but daily is because I'm a day trader. I don't necessarily need to look at them weekly all the time, unless it doesn't really need to. I mean, I look at daily, and then and guys, this is what you call scaling up or scaling down. Okay, scaling down. So this is called. You can also call it multiple time frame analysis, MTA. Right? Someone put that in the chat. Multiple time frame analysis. Okay. So I've now marked up my support and my resistance. Okay, so now I'm looking at the level of support, level of resistance, boom, done deal, right? Now the market's gonna do what it's gonna do, great. Now I go down to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so as you can see, obviously because these lines are, don't worry about these lines. These lines are still relevant, but it's relevant to the daily chart. That's why I made it blue, okay? So now I'm gonna go to the, so the goal, you know, you're gonna kind of minimize it a little bit so you can catch the whole move of it. I'll minimize it a little bit more. So I'll put this in lime green. So this is now my support and my resistance. And you're gonna draw, so you're gonna click on this. So to find this line, you just click on this here, and it's called horizontal line. Horizontal line. Okay. So the market is within these boundaries. Okay. So now I go down to hourly chart. Okay. So you guys can see. So this is the daily. This is the 4 hourly. Now, here's what I do. This is what I do. I'm not telling you guys to do like everything what I'm doing. I'm just saying this is what I do. I execute my trades off the 1 hour chart. Okay, so that's what I do. Because I'm a day trader, I like to execute my trades off the 1 hour. Why? Because I'm a day trader. I should make that video, innit? I'm a day trader. Of course I enter trades in the 1 hour chart, right? So because I'm trading hourly, I trade off the candles, 1 hour candles. Okay? So what I will do now is I've now marked up, so I've now looked at my resistance, right? Yeah, it would be on TikTok, it would. I think I should do it. So I'm looking at the support and the resistance. Okay, guys? So as we can see, the market is nowhere near each one. It's like in between both. So there's now there's other lines I can draw now. Right? And here's what you do now. You look at the wicks. Now I'm going to maximize it a little bit so you guys can see. I look at the wicks, guys. Wicks. Someone put wicks in the chat. Wicks, guys, okay? I look at the wicks. Now the wicks are, in my opinion, I mean, some traders would beg to differ, but I would say this: the wicks are probably the most important thing when it comes to analyzing your charts, because your wicks, guys, you're looking for where the market is pushed up. Okay. Now, whenever you're drawing your support and your resistance, right? Look at how I've done it, right? You do it to the wicks. Okay. The wicks show you where the market has pushed up or pushed down. Does that make sense? So look, I'm looking at this again. Boom, wicks. Yeah, boom, wicks. All right. I'm looking at the wicks. Okay. So I'm trying to just minimize it so you guys can see the whole. Okay, here we are. So you can see the wicks, right? So where the wicks are is where you draw your support and your resistance, because that's where the market is. That's the highest level the market is pushed down or pushed up. And then you're looking for levels where the market has consistently been bouncing up and down, or has been what they call having a major reversal area. And these are also mini levels of support and resistance. Key levels. Here is a key level. Look at this. This is even right now where the market is correct, where the market is right now. That's another one right there. So whenever the market hits these zones, or what you can even do, this will make it even easier. There's something called supply and demand. Okay? and I pull it in the daily. Where is it gone? Where is it gone? I forgot where I put it now. I'll find it later. But there's something called supply and demand. Okay? So in the trading market, guys, supply and demand, right? You're looking at levels where there is a lot of what they call liquidity. Now I'm going to give you guys the trading definition of the word liquidity. This is the very important statement. I want you guys to really understand what liquidity is. Liquidity refers to the ease with which an asset or security, whenever you hear a security, it just means an asset. It just means a currency pair or asset can be converted into ready cash without affecting its market price. Cash is the most liquid of assets, whilst tangible items are less liquid. Okay, let me give you guys another example. The more liquid an asset is, the more easier. Let me see if I can give you guys. So to make it easier for you guys to understand, it's showing you areas in the market, right? Liquidity is areas in the market where there's a lot of movement in the same region, right? High liquidity, low liquidity. This area right here. Now in this area right here, there's a lot of consolidation, but it's also a lot of liquidity. Okay, the market is, there's not really much movement here. Now, if you had traded this whole zone right here, is what they call consolidation. Okay. Now, obviously, if you was to maximize it, and make it way bigger, like on the screen, it would look like it's trending. There's different. There are quite a few trends here, and if you look at the pips, it's about 125, 120 pips, 120 pips back and forth, right? It's not bad. You can still make some good money, right? If you put £1 a pip, you made 120 quid. If you put £2 a pip, you make, 300 quid. You can make some money off that. But that's not really a big move, right? You're looking for the big move. You're looking for the trends. But when it comes to trends, you have to be patient. So let's just say we're going to go back to our analysis right now. So the market is currently here. Now the question would be, Derrick, how would I know what to do? Okay, how would I know what to do? Now, first and foremost, you have to establish if the market has created a trend. And one thing that I was taught many years ago is the trend is your friend. Okay? Now, here's what I'm going to show you guys. Okay, I'm going to try and see if I can draw this for you. So this is what you call a trend line. So what I would do, and this is what I done today with the gold, right? Is this region right here is where a lot of look at the market has been bouncing off this zone for a long time. This zone right here is extremely, this whole zone is like, this whole zone is extremely, it's a lot of consolidation. Let me change the color. And the reason why it's got a lot of consolidation is because there's a lot of movement around this zone. There's a lot of movement around this zone. So you can't expect for the market. Let me just fill this with something. There we go. You can't expect for the market it's going to struggle. And this is what happened on my trade earlier with gold, was that, like, people are like, wow, man, Derrick, man, why isn't the trade selling? Why isn't it selling? You see, it's not going to instantly drop down here. Now, what I would do is I wouldn't place a sell right now. If I'm not trading GBP USD right now, but if I was trading it, I would wait for the market to get past all of this drama here, all this politics, all this, all this up and down. I would wait for the market to get to around this zone here. Then I would probably place what they call a sell stop. Okay. Sell stop is a pending order and waiting for market to hit certain price, then the trade will enter. Okay, so you can enter a trade right here. No problem. Like you can take the sell, but it hasn't given much. Like it's going down. The trend is, it's obviously had a massive sell opportunity right here, but it's now hit this wall that you have to be patient before entering a sell, because it might go back up. Like the market could do what they call a fake out or a breakout, right? And then you're just gonna end up losing money for no reason. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me get another. Let me get an arrow. Where's it going? So could do this and then come back down. Right? That could be one example. Because this is also a zone where the market has been respecting this area as well. So the market could push up here and then come down. Okay? So it seems like it's selling right now. Obviously it's had a big sell. It's had what, 200, how much pips is that? 145 pips, right? 145 pips. So how do you place the trade on that? And let's say you had done £1 a pip, that'll be £150 you would have made in one trade. As the market could go, could you put a buy limit there too? Yes. So you could put a buy limit. Let's say if the market is, if you think the market's going to go back up, you could place a buy limit at maybe around here. The market keeps dropping. And if you believe it's going to be a reversal, it hits the entry for the buy limit and then bounces back up. And then boom, you could be in profit. And I would definitely put my take profit at this point here, because I would always respect this zone. The market always respects the zones unless news or something dramatic happens. But typically the market respects the zones. So if it did go up, I would probably have take profit 1 here, take profit 2 here, take profit 3 up here. Okay? So that's how that would work. Good question. As market could go either way, but I guess that would be based on the trend. Yeah, it would be. I mean, it could drop. I mean, looking at this, this whole uptrend, like this massive uptrend here was the news yesterday. That was the news. That was the I sent you guys, right, the press conference with our friend Jerome, right, the chairman of the Fed, and he spoke, and then boom, the market went all the way up. The market dropped down. Okay, the drop down was today. There was some other news I dropped at 8:15 a.m., which was the UK. I'll show you guys. Let me just go on it now. It was. Oh, look how much news there was today. Crazy. Or this week. So yesterday's news was ridiculous. Yesterday's news was federal funds rate, FOMC economic projections, FOMC yada yada yada. Then today they had the GBP news. This wasn't really anything major. It was the 12 p.m. that was nuts. Like, if you guys saw the market, I was, it was a lot. It was a lot of movement. So that affected the currency. And it's GBP USD. So even though this has a value of 1, it still affected it because it affected this. The value of the pound dropped dramatically because there. And I'll go into the fundamentals a little bit later about why that happened. There was a monetary policy and a couple of other things that took place that enabled for the pound to drop massively. Okay? But yeah, so this idea right here, I would probably wait it out. Just, because I'm looking at, so I'm just giving you guys what I would do. I'm not really looking at this pair as of now. I'm more looking at gold over these past couple of days. But yeah, look, you see how it's consolidating? It's not really sharing with you like an actual. Let's zoom in on this. Let's see what's going on. So yeah, we're looking at this right now, and as you zoom in, you can get more of an idea, right? So these candlesticks have been really shared. Like they give away a lot of clues. This zone, again, as you know, when the market hits this zone, it always plays around. Look at this. There's always a lot of movement around this zone. There's always a lot of ups and downs. So you can't take this zone too seriously. And a lot of people start trying to place trades here. You're going to get very frustrated. Unless you've got patience. Because the market is going to do a lot around it. Once the market breaks through, let's say the market breaks through to about here. Around this zone here. You can see how much big movements there's been in the past. But if the market keep hovering around this zone, it's going to keep on playing around with you, man. So you got to be patient. All right? So that could be a sell. It could also be a buy. But I would probably say more of a sell, I would say personally, because of how much momentum and we call it the bulls and the bears. The bears have obviously taken over this currency pair, because the bearish momentum has been. I mean, if you look at how many sell candles, 1, 2, 3. I mean, you've had several sell candles, and another thing, guys, how you know that the bearish momentum is intact is because if you look at the wicks, a lot of the wicks are to the downside. You see that? So the wick here is not very high. So even when like the market dropped, let's say this candlestick came, right? This candlestick finished. This candlestick came through the next one, and it didn't even go up that much. It went up a tiny bit and it came back down. Boom. Yeah. So it just shows you that the market has been pushing down anyway. Now this candlestick is the most recent candlestick. This is called a hammer. And a hammer candlestick shows you that it could be changing direction because the wick is at the bottom, but the market is currently at this top price. If it ends here, the hammer could show a level of reversal. Okay. There's also another type of candlestick called a doji candlestick, which is probably the most common and it's our favorite candlestick as traders because it shows you a proper reversal. Whenever you see a couple dojis or a doji, a doji is a candlestick like this that has is equal on both sides. The wick is equal on both sides, and the market doesn't like it's in the middle. The can't see that, so the market went up a little bit. Doji, boom, the market dropped down. So you can pretty much. I'm not saying don't just rely on the doji. Like, oh, doji's here, it's gonna reverse. No, but it does mean that the market can do the reversal. Does that make sense, guys? That's how I would mark up a chart. That's how I would look at a trading opportunity. Okay. So I'm gonna get back to some analysis in a minute. I don't want to give you guys too many squiggly lines and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an insight into how I actually find opportunities and how I find trading opportunities. Now, just to be clear, guys, a lot of you have been asking me for what is the pip. Okay. The pip, guys, is the fourth number after the decimal point. Okay. So if the currency price is 1.28559, okay, this is the current, for example, this is the current price of the pound to the dollar. Okay, the pip is the fourth number after the decimal point. Okay. Fourth number is a 5. That's the pip. Okay. This pip is what you measure the market by. So every time you place a trade, it goes up or it goes down. You put a value number. For example, 0.10, 0.01, 1.00. 1.00 will be £10 a pip. 0.10 is £1 a pip. 0.01 is 10p a pip. Does that make sense? So that's how you're able to decipher. That's why I'm saying if you over leverage, your account needs enough money in the account to really recover from a drawdown. A drawdown is basically when you enter into a trade, and I'm sure a lot of you have experience where you enter into a trade and initially it's always in a loss. That's because there's something called the spread, and the spread is the difference between the bid price and the ARC's price. Okay, this is the bid price, right? This is the ARC's price. Bid price, ARC's price. If you go into MT4 and you look at the number on the left, if you go into quotes, the number on the left will be the bid price, which is the sell price. Okay, because if you're placing an order for GBP USD, if you want to sell it, this is the price that they will give you. The broker will give you 1.26565, right? If you want to buy it, which is the ARC's price, this is what they're asking for, 1.26579. So the difference between the two, you see there? It's called the spread, 1.2. Okay, that's the spread, and that is what opens up. When you open up a trade, it will be 1.2 pips, roughly 1.2 pips in deficit. So you have to make up that pip, and then once you make up that drawdown, then you go into profit. Does that make sense? So that's why if you open up a trade with a big lot size on a small account, you're going to be in a massive deficit, because the higher the lot size, the bigger the spread. Does that make sense? And then that is what the broker makes that's the spread is basically the broker's commission. So the broker makes that money from your trade. Every time you enter into a trade, that spread is what the broker takes. The broker takes their cut, and that's it. And then that's what you need to open up a trade. It's like, it's like a deposit to buy a house. You have to put something up first, right, to get the keys. That's how it is with trading. You open up a trade, and the spread is always changing. See, it's 1.5 now. So that's an example. So this pip right here is what moves the market. Okay. The next number is number 9, which is called the pipette, which is, we don't really need that as much, but the pip is really the most important thing. Okay, guys? Amazing. So I'm going to show you guys a few other things. There is a website I want to recommend to you guys. It's called FinViz, right? FinViz. Okay? And FinViz is a site that you can use to look at the strength or the weakness of a currency. Okay? Yeah, so it kind of, again, it's very good for you to see. Sorry, my alarm went off there. So what you can do, this site is also good. You can go on news. Again, there's a lot of information on here, but it's just another thing that you can use to what's going on? Okay, another thing that you can use to basically just get better at trading, get yourself stuck into the whole idea of back testing, you know, different currency pairs, etc. So when you go into the Forex tab, you can see which currencies are strong and which currencies are weak. Give me a second, guys. So right now you can see that gold is strong, right? So when I go into my MT5, yeah, gold, by the way, hit an all-time high yesterday. So gold is on a madness right now. Yeah, gold is at an all-time high. I'm sure a lot of you caught those trades today from the app. So this website will show you a lot of these currencies right now are not like doing much because the markets are closed. Like the banks are closed now. The US market is obviously the US. Well, in the USA, the time now in the USA is 6 p.m. in Washington, D.C. So the markets are now closed, or the banks are now closed in America. The banks are closed in the UK. So now you're going to see maybe JPY market will increase. But right now we can see gold is the front runner. You can go into hourly, weekly. So this is another website I would recommend again, just to kind of have a look at some things and get yourself. It's about having the mindset of a trader, like looking at. That's why I always say go into Bloomberg, right? Go into Bloomberg and just become familiar with certain terms, okay? And that leads me on to my next assignment for you guys tonight. And this is you're gonna really like this. You're gonna like this, okay? I'm gonna show you guys something called the Trader's Creed. That I didn't actually create this. He's a good friend of mine, Mr. Woods, a great trader that I used to work together in our previous company. And we're still in great relationships, still in great contact. He's a multi-millionaire in trading. He's made probably, in the past 5 years, he's probably made about, I would say about at least $8 to $10 million in trading. So he's done pretty well. He built his own house in Houston. He's a personal mentee of Mr. David Emaniti. So you guys can see, I mean, this guy put me into a lot of game. And this creed, I've kind of changed a few of the words, but it's something that he uses. And I thought, you know what, I got to use it. So I actually messaged him and said, hey, bro, I hope you don't mind me using this creed for my team. He said, yeah, sure. So I want you guys to screenshot this, tag me in it, put it on your wall, tattoo it on your forehead. This right here is going to help you with your mentality in trading, okay? So we're going to read it together, okay? We're going to read it together, and I want you guys to read it with excitement, read it with energy. I'm going to read it together. I'm going to read it out loud, and I want us all to read alongside, okay, guys? And and screenshot this and read it every day to yourself. Like read it out loud to yourself every day, because it's such a powerful creed, right? And I had to borrow it from my friend, man, because I said, listen, bro, you got to help me, because this right here is really, really good. So let's go. So Trader's Creed. So I, Derrick Alexander, pledge to trade with discipline, wisdom, and gratitude. I will avoid emotional trading, focus while in the zone, and stay consistent with my rules. Oh, sorry, I was not meant to say greed. Let's say greed. Greed and desperation won't drive my actions, nor will I trade to cover immediate needs, because my judgment may be impacted. Before each trade day begins, I will meditate in gratitude, manage risk responsibly according to my account size, and affirm my goals. When I achieve success that I define, I will celebrate, not compare, and close my trading app. I don't make money just to make money. I have a purpose and calling on my life, and the resources I earn with this skill will positively impact my life in discovering or refining what that gift is and how to best serve to those assigned to my journey. My integrity in keeping this commitment will show in my results long term and will be an inspiration to my fellow traders to trust the process. Right? Put a 777 in the chat if you read it to yourself. Don't lie. Did you guys read it out loud? Right? How many of us like that? Did you guys like that? This is important. Right? This is important. This is what you've got to understand. It's not just about the money. That's why I say a lot of people are talking about trading and all these companies. Oh yeah, trading. We've got the best trading platform. It's not about the best trading platform. It's about what is in here. You could have the best signals, the best educator. You could have Paul the Apostle being your trading educator, and you could still fail because you don't understand the mindset that's required. Not to gamble and start placing random trades because, oh, it looks like it's going to go up. Oh, it looks like it's going to go up. Look, don't, guys, don't do that, right? Take your time, okay? So that Trader's Creed, screenshot that. Someone can put it in the chat. So for those that screenshot it, put it in the chat. As I said, I'm very, very blessed to have some great relationships in the industry, and he's a multi-millionaire, man. He's made over $10 million in this industry of trading, and I saw it today on one of his calls, and I said, listen, man, I got to have that on my call. So shout out to my friend, Mr. Woods. Really excited to move forward with that. Okay, share the file on the chat. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So next thing, okay, we spoke about that. Okay, now let's talk about my example from today. So I'm going to show you guys today, right, how I robbed the gold market, right? So you guys, so I literally done a bank heist, and the bank heist that I done, I didn't need a mask for it. I didn't need a weapon for it. I walked into the markets and I done a bank heist. I said, hands up, gold, hands up. I'm telling you, guys, do you know what it's like to do a legal bank heist? Legal. I didn't do anything illegal. The police are going to come to my door and say, hey, gold got bullied. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I done it, okay? So, what happened was, right, is yesterday, if you guys saw, there was actually some news that came out, right, now this is where I'm going to go back to the news and show you guys what happened, okay? Okay, you guys can see my screen. Great. So, let's get into it, right? So, yesterday, news came out. Boom. 6 p.m. Me and Kat are sitting there. I'm like, babe, news is coming out. And my son's on my lap. He's on my lap and we're trading together. He's looking at it like, Daddy, what's this? And then I'm literally placing these trades, right? The market is going absolutely ballistic. Like, it is. If you guys saw the movement of the guys, look, the news. This is the news. disrespects the forex market like nothing else. It doesn't matter how much technical you're doing or how much marking up you're doing. The news can completely discombobulate the market. Like when the news hits, it literally just moves the market dramatically. But that's why I don't really like with the news. You've got to be at a certain level to trade the news like I do it, because I trade with big money. So I'm not going to tell you guys, oh, trade the news right now, because it's just different, right? The market moves very fast, and if you don't be careful, you could be literally you're like, it can do a lot to you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like it's a very drastic move in most cases, especially when you have multiple red folders in one day. Now, for example, let's go back to yesterday, right? The federal funds rate came out. Now, I'm going to break down what some of these things are. Guys, it's very important that you understand fundamental analysis. Now, I don't teach things that I don't do. Now, if you guys know me, I don't cap. I don't do fugazi. I don't do it. If I don't do something, I can't teach it. But I do this. I do fundamental and technicals. So fundamental and technical together is called sentimental analysis. Okay? It's basically you're looking at the market sentiment. Okay? And what I mean by that is the market sentiment is you're getting a feel of the market. You're getting a feel of the condition of the market. Right? Because I believe every trader should know how to trade news and technicals, because if you just trade one, you could miss out on a whole idea of like what's happening, because the news is going to come in and just mess up the whole thing for you. So yesterday, federal funds rate, right? So this is something that happened. Our good friend Jerome, if you guys know Jerome, the head of the Fed, our good friend, chairman of the Fed. I mean, he's my good friend. Me and Jerome, listen guys, we go way back, right? If you guys know about me and Jerome, me and this guy right here, I've known this guy for a couple years now, virtually. And listen, man, he's made me a lot of money. This guy, research him. He's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. Now, the Federal Reserve is where the money is printed in the United States. He is one of the most powerful men in the world. Donald Trump, if he gets elected, he's going to select an all-star lineup of people, and he's been dying to keep this guy because he makes a lot of moves. Okay? So if you go on CNBC, so I'm going to read out a few things, okay? The Federal Reserve held steady. So guys, look, the interest rates, there was debates about the interest rates being changed, okay? So Mr. Powell spoke, and the interest rate, guys, if the interest rates go up, okay, think about it carefully. Interest rates is the biggest factor, or one of the top, I'll say the top two, alongside inflation, that affects the forex markets. I'll say it again. Interest rates and inflation are probably the two biggest factors that move the forex market to like completely discombobulate the market, right? For lack of a better term. Now, the Federal Reserve and the UK, we have a reserve as well in the UK, and they decide the interest rates for the economy. So if the interest rates are rising up, right? Think about it. Interest rates, the lower the interest rates are, the more people are going to borrow credit cards. They're going to start taking out more loans. They're going to start buying more cars on finance. They're going to start buying more houses, which in turn raises the economy. And that contributes towards inflation, because it's an overinflated economy. Everyone's buying things. Everyone, like, back in the day, to have a Rolls Royce was like one of every 1,000 people had a Rolls Royce. Now, you probably got if you go to certain places in London, everyone's got a Rolls Royce. It's nothing no more. Because, the economy, the world, society has risen up, and in that turn, salaries have increased. But as salaries have increased, the cost of living has also increased. So what they've done is they've raised the salaries. Oh, we'll give you 100K a year in this job, but then the cost of the rent goes up, the cost of the car insurance goes up, the cost of the eggs in the restaurant in supermarket goes up, the cost of the restaurant, dinner goes up, the cost of your car, everything goes up. So it contributes towards inflation. Now, if they raise the interest rates, they're trying to stabilize the economy. So because they know that less people are going to want to borrow. If they know that they can wait for a few months until their interest rates decrease, then because you don't want the market to be overinflated, right? So inflation is a plan. The government has a plan to always add inflation, right? Because they want people to borrow. They want people to borrow money from the banks, because the banks make money back anyway. Okay? The bank's always making money off us. So that's why, as a Forex trader, your goal is to legally, and I say it once again, legally do a bank heist with no mask, nothing, no weapons, just legally, guys. Come into the market, take us yours, and bounce. So let me read out to you what this says. The Federal Reserve held steady on interest rates at the conclusion of its March meeting, and it's sticking with its forecast for 3 interest rate cuts. So this year in 2024, the Federal Reserve will cut the interest rates 3 times. During a news conference, Fed Chair Jerome Powell noted that a strong jobs market won't deter the central bank from cutting rates. So right now in the USA, a lot of jobs are being everyone's laughing. A lot of jobs are being handed out in America. So right now, the unemployment rate is low. A lot of jobs are being given out. Guys, look, Meta, Amazon, and Tesla are probably the 3, and Apple. Those are the 4 leading companies right now in terms of like jobs. There's AI jobs. There's, well, not AI, but there's a lot of hybrid jobs because of the pandemic. People are working from home more than ever before. People have so many different opportunities. So employment is going up, right? People are getting employed more and more and more. So what happened was, Federal Reserve, JMAR, will continue to seek confirmation inflation is moving closer to the central bank's 2%. See, there's a target. There's a target of inflation that they have, even after a recent spate of hotter inflation readings. The other thing is, in the second half of the year, you had some pretty low readings, so it might be harder to make that 12-month window forward. So basically, the cut long story short, gold hit an all-time high yesterday. Okay, S&P 500 hit the all-time high. Which is also US 500. US 100, which is also known as NAS 100 or NASDAQ, hit an all-time high too. Okay, everything's at an all-time high. Crypto is heading towards that too. So now but here's a time when a lot of people are now, oh, I wish I bought earlier, right? People get excited. Remember, bearing in mind it's an all-time high, so there will be a reversal at some point. The question is, when would that be? Okay, so this happened. Let me just show you the press conference real quick. As soon as he got on the stage, the market started moving. It was crazy.
Creation has been accompanied by an increase in the supply of workers, reflecting increases in participation among individuals aged 25 to 54 years, and a continued strong pace of immigration. Nominal wage growth has been easing, and job vacancies have declined.
See? So what he's trying to say is, like, he's talking about the idea that job vacancies, so the economy is doing very well in the USA. The USA is doing very, very well, right? And so they want to cut the interest rates at some point because they want to stabilize the economy, right? They want more people to borrow. What will happen is if they decrease the interest rates, there will be new investors that come in. Then boom, they raise the interest rates again. Now those same people are stuck in investments. Oh well, I'm paying an extra 5% interest, no problem. It is what it is. And even if they sell, government makes money. Okay, that's how it works. Now you had so all of this happened yesterday. Now there's something else as well. So I'm gonna give you guys a few important things to look at when it comes to fundamental, because you might have gone on Forex Factory. Guys, be honest, who's been on Forex Factory and you're just completely confused? Right? Before we continue, guys, I'm gonna bring up the room for the testimonials in a moment. Okay. Yeah, so you guys said, yeah, you've been a bit confused. That's okay. I was confused, right, before. And it's just, again, looking at certain things, right? So let's just say for the USD. So what will happen is, if the news is coming up, it will say forecast and previous. Let me show you like for next week so you guys can see. Okay, this is tomorrow. This is tomorrow. So tomorrow at 7 a.m. is a retail sales analysis, right? So previous was 3.4%. Forecast is 0.4%. Now we know our retail sales are always dropping because, again, most people are shopping online now. But then it will say, look, change in the total value of inflation adjusted sales at the retail level. So all you're looking for is and how I look, and again, one of the ways that I look at it is I look at the forecast. If the forecast is greater or the same or around the same as the previous, it will show the market or that currency is more than likely going to shoot up or stabilize. It will shoot up a little bit, but it might come back, but it will be around that same zone. If you see that the forecast is way less or way more, we know what direction it's going to go in. Okay, because it's going to show an increase in that currency's economy. Does that make sense? So hopefully, so if you look at this side here and you also go into the graph might look a little bit confusing sometimes, but you're looking at, and again, do your time to research. Now, when you click on the folder, you'll be able to see, it will say usual effect, actual. If the actual is greater than the forecast, it's good for the currency. Okay? This is released monthly, about 20 days after the month ends. So you can see it's just about doing the research. And to be fair, I've got good at this stuff just by researching, man. Like, I will go into every article. I watch Bloomberg every day. I'm listening to what they're talking about. Sorry, repeat what, Christy? What was that? What are you talking about? The actual and forecast?
Yeah, so you know when you said if the forecast is greater than the previous, what did you say that meant?
Yeah, if the forecast is greater than the previous, it means that more than likely the currency will shoot up or it will stabilize. It's not going to shoot down because it's showing you that the current, if it's something like, let's say, retail sales, if the retail sales are massively up compared to the previous, it will kind of show that currency will, if it's a dramatic increase, it will shoot up. So if you buy GBP USD, for example, or Euro GBP, it will more than likely shoot up. Yeah. So again, sometimes there's other factors in place as well that come into play. So it's not just like, this is just one red folder. So I wouldn't really, this is not going to do too much damage really. But when you have, like, for example, today you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red folders. Now that's some money. And we saw the GBP do a lot today, right? So before I continue, I want to bring up the testimonial. Miss Naidi Robinson, hope you're there. Excited to hear your story. I know that you've completed the academy, so just share with the people your experience so far. And I'm really proud of you. 'Cause I know you're my fellow Dominican. A shout out to the Dominican family. You know what I'm saying? There's not many of us out here, man. So, but yeah, really proud of you, sis, for what you've been able to do so far. And just let them know the value. Let them know what's happened. I know you've gone live as well. Yeah, we do look related. I think we've got to check that out, see if we look related. But honestly, congratulations to you, man. I'm really excited to see your success moving forward, and tell the people that are new, why they should invest in the education and really get themselves stuck in. Over to you, sis.
Hi, everyone. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can't really see you though. You're kind of like can't really see you.
All right. I'm dark. Like,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's a bit better.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm super excited. I was like, oh my God. I can't even talk. But anyway, if anybody is on this call that hasn't done the academy, please, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to go and you need to study what Smarts is talking about. I really, really enjoyed doing the course. And for those that don't know, I'm obsessed with trading anyway. But my whole thing was I need to go into the course, see what's there, and see what he's talking about. I got totally blown away. There are things that he's talking about, which when I looked at it, I was like, wow. There are peers that you can look at in certain sessions that can set you up because they're correlating, set you up for the next session. That was one of the things. And then there are also indicators you can put on your chart. And when he talks about it, I had to pause and go onto TradingView, pull it up and see what he was talking about. And I was like, okay, let me just pull up a random pair I'd never traded before, never looked at. And I pulled it up, marked up my chart, and I was like, this is crazy. So all I want to say is, if you're on here and you're not doing the course, you're doing yourself a disservice. There are people that are training. I always log into the back office and train and log on to sessions with mostly Market Bully. And I just love it. So I don't know what more I can say, but to encourage everyone to go on there and do the training and definitely find out what is being offered on the course.
Wow. Thank you so much. That was a great testimonial. My Dominican sister. Listen, we gotta take it to Dominica, man. We got, you know what I mean? Now it's time. It's time.
Oh yeah, definitely. We need to talk, Derrick. We need to link up.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, proud of you, sis. Thank you so much for that testimonial. Really appreciate you. And you've been in the company for how long? What? A couple weeks?
Yeah, I joined about 3 weeks ago.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
So I
go.
joined 3 weeks ago, and what I did is I always have my computer on, and when I get a little free time, I would just go onto a session because they're so short, so you don't have to sit there taking a lot in. I'm doing something, I have a break, I'm on a session, I'm listening, I'm plugging in. Sometimes there are sessions that I want to listen to that on the educational schedule. And if I can't because of the US times, in the morning I'll wake up and I'll listen to the replay so that I know what's been said and what's gone on, and so that I'm always up to date. Because like you said, with trading, you have to be involved, you have to keep learning, you have to keep plugged in order for you to be successful. So whilst you're taking the swipes, the idea is it's really important for you to plug in to the training that's been done by the educators and the training that is being done by Smarts. Because trust me, the way Smarts broke that down, I was like, is it so simple? Done.
100%. Yeah, smart is a great guy. He's a great guy. He's definitely very smart. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's why he's smart, right?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, and looking forward to seeing your results and seeing you continue to dominate the markets and legally Rob the banks.
Definitely, I'm onto that.
Yes.
Thank you.
And also a quick one as well, quick plug before I bring up Jordan is we're gonna start doing like physical boot camps, like trading boot camps as well, where I can really go into like we could do like live trades together. I feel like who would like the idea? I mean, hey, just an idea, right? Just an idea. I mean, maybe you say Derrick, nah, I don't want to do it. Nah, Derrick, I don't want to go meet nobody. I'm not a people person. I'm sorry, I don't want to do it. You put your hands up. No, Derrick, I want to just. Oh, you don't want to do it? Oh, that's fine. I'm just asking. I'm just asking, man. Like, you don't want to do a physical link up boot camp, make money together. Like, listen, we got it's getting hot. And the markets right now is ready. It's ready for it. Let's go. So next up, we're gonna bring up Mr. Jordan Mitchell. Now you heard from him last week. He's becoming a regular now, but this gentleman, again, he came into the business. He was a little bit discouraged from a previous experience, I would say. And he came in and he was like, Derrick, I need to make this work for my family. He's very, very, very hungry for this. And again, man, I'm proud of him, what he's been able to do in the first month. He got started the same week as well, about 3 weeks ago, as Nadi. And he's done a great job. He has built his account already, trading gold, doing risk management, being a great student, following the plan, following the guys. I'm so proud of him. So put some 777s in the chat for my brother, Mr. Jordan Mitchell. Are you there, sir? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
Yeah, let's go, man. Wait, can you see me? There we go. Can you see me?
So last week you gave a testimonial. Now you've made some more money. So just tell them like how the experience is today. Obviously trading gold, but I want you to talk to them about risk management because I saw your lot sizes. It was beautiful to see, and you had several trades, but you had a certain lot size. So tell the people about why it's important to have good risk management when you're trading.
Yeah, so man, boy, first of all, yeah, man, Derrick is. I'll say you're the man. You've been teaching. I've been watching your videos. Like, I think the key word here is obsessed. I've been obsessed with this. Just learning the education. At first, I wasn't even into. I was just like, let me just use the app. I'm just here for the app. But no, the education is important. So with the lot sizes, right? Obviously, when I started, I was going crazy. I was like, let me just see how it goes. I'll just put in random lot sizes, and I had to learn the hard way, boy. You cannot go into this thing and just put random. You have to have a plan and you have to stick to it, right? So me, obviously on the trades, obviously gold has literally been going crazy. Gold is literally, I've made it now my currency pair to focus on because as Derrick has shown you guys, like gold is winning, like gold is going bonkers. So with me, even though it's going crazy, I was like, I'm still gonna stick to my lot size, which is 0.1, right? So 0.1 is like that's if you got about 1,000 in your account or less, I'd say stick to 0. It's either 0.01, right, or 0.1, right? I stuck to 0.1 on all of my trades, and they all were successful. All the gold trades just went nuts, right? And that's the thing with trading. You have to literally stick to your plan. Don't think, it's going good right now. Let me just go up. Let me just change everything. Let me just take the risk. Like, you can take the risk, but you know what I mean? Like, if you blow your account, that's on you. You know what I mean? You got to stick to your plan, take your time, and you will see profits, man. Like today, I'm telling you, like the membership for this thing is what, 150. I made like well over pushing 400 pound in like, wait, was that 40 minutes?
Wow.
Just under an hour.
So £400 in 40 minutes.
I'm telling you, it was nuts. So in the group chat already, you would know.
Absolutely, man. That's congratulations, bro. I mean, it's more of the same. And man, the thing that I'm proud of you, bro, is the risk management. And thank you, Jordan. Thank you so much. And the key, guys, as you were saying, was I saw the lot sizes. It wasn't about the money. We all know we can make money in trading. That's great, right? The markets is there to be robbed, right? But it's the lot sizes that I think is the thing that people that can be your biggest mistake, is not using appropriate risk management, because you're trying to make more money than, like, oh, I want to double my account, but then you don't understand. I'm telling you from experience, that's the biggest thing people miss out. It's not the information. Like, guys, you can learn the trading skill. You can understand how the markets move. But it's when you have a big loss from. The thing about trading is, if you have a lesson or a loss, and you were disciplined when you done it, you know what, it's fine. The markets wasn't my friend today, no problem. But if you know you've put in a lot size you shouldn't have put in, and you're just going, you're just going all in, then what's going to happen is you're going to be very discouraged. You're going to feel like, man, you're going to feel low. You're going to feel like, why did I do that? And the market, it will happen all in a flash. It will be like, like, it's funny because there was this video that I saw on, it was so funny. It was a video on it was a video on YouTube, yeah. I shouldn't play it, but I'm not gonna play it. But it's a video of this cartoon. My wife knows what I'm talking about, and it's like a video of like this guy do the dump, and then the guy's on the phone with the banker's on the phone with the trader, and he's like, so basically the market makers, because by the way, in Forex, you've got something called a market maker, you've got speculators. Okay, write this down, research it after, right? A market maker and a speculator, those are people that basically the market is kind of manipulated, because when the Forex markets are moving up and down, there's certain like people that can push the markets up or down because they have assets, they have people that put billions of dollars into currencies. And obviously so there's different things, but it was a video of this guy, he called the market maker, okay, push the market down. And then the trader's sitting there like getting stressed, right? Oh, and then his face is going red. But it was funny, but it actually has a lesson behind it, is that if you have good risk management, and this is I've had listen, I'm going to tell you the straight up truth. I've had so many times where I've just taken unnecessary L's. I'm talking about thousands. I'm not talking about hundreds. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of pounds losses in the past. Not so much now. Now I'm a good trader. But because of, and again, I've made it back. I always recovered, but it was because I was trying to I was putting a lot size that wasn't necessary. If you want to put big boy lot size, put big boy money in. Simple as that. If you don't, but you got to stick to your risk management. That's the key. That's the only thing. Like even Courtney Logan said it the other day. He said that if you have a trading account and you even lose more than you win in certain instances, your account will still be healthy. Because if you have, I believe every single one of us will have way more wins than losses, right? We don't take L's. We win. But the market is the market, and sometimes it happens, right? But even if you take a loss, if you have good risk management, that is if you can discipline your trading. If you take a loss and even if it was a loss, but it was a disciplined loss, you're not going to be worried. You're going to be like, you know what? It's fine. We move. And then there's times where you might be disciplined for like a whole month, and then boom, one day you're like, you know what? I see the red light. That's it. I'm going to put everything on one trade, and then boom, it's not worth it. Because even if you win that trade and you manage to double your account, very few people, it's like going to Vegas, right? We've been to Vegas 4 times. I'm telling you, every time, I've never gambled in my life. I just don't like gambling. I'm just not a gambler. But when I'm in Vegas with some of my friends, they gamble and they put 10, 20 racks on. And I'm like, are you guys all right? They put 10, 20K. I've been with guys in Vegas. One time I was in the Vegas in I think a year ago. And this brother's, we're at the hotel, and I'm just sitting there, you know, chilling, having a whiskey, just chilling, having a cigar. And this guy's sitting in front of me. This brother's putting a whole, yeah, I want to put 20,000, 20,000, and he doesn't even care. And I'm like, but that mentality like the house always wins. I'm sorry to say, the house always wins in forex and in gambling. That, and by the way, trade is not gambling, but I'm just saying. But the house wins because the trading market is invincible. It can't be beat. You can't beat the market. But what you can do is you can use your risk management, use a strategy, use the app, and then just once you make your win, once you win your amount for the day, once you've won your quota for the day, you come out the market and you don't trade it. That's the thing. People, they make their money and you want to go back into the market again. And that's where you start losing what you've already made. Once you've hit your goal, stop. And if you want to continue trading, use a demo. Use your other demo account. And it might be hard. Well, Derrick, man, I want to make more money. But it's a process, guys. Okay? So that's just some real talk. And Jordan, thank you so much. Nadi, thank you so much for that, because I really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your story, because it really makes me happy, because it's like, man, it's like people are coming in and they're actually getting results. You know what I'm saying? When we do these presentations and we do these webinars and we go on Instagram and we actually know we can get people results, right? It's not just a little sales pitch. It's like we really believe and we know it. And that's why people are coming in and they're getting the right information. They're completing the academy in their first month. Remember, I told you guys, I kept speaking. I said, guys, we're going to get to the point where the people that are really serious, they're going to complete the academy in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Look what's happening. You know, Chuck's done it in one month. Inesh done it in 1 month. Neely done it in 3 weeks. Jordan's already completed the academy as well. Jordan done it. People are completing the academy in 2-3 weeks, right? Because once you get the education out of the way, now you can start going on the live sessions. Okay. So, quick question. So, as you said, if you win a trade and you made what you need for the day, what about if you lose a trade? Would you put another one? Yeah, if you made, so you've made what you need to, you've made what you want to make for the day. Are you talking about if you place another trade after you've won your target?
No, so basically, I get what you said about if you have your win for the day, you just stop. That's it. You've done what you need to for the day. What about the opposite? So let's say if you lose a trade for the day, would you continue to trade, or would you just stop and take your loss for the day and then start again afresh the next day?
So that's a great question. So here's my rule. My rule is this: if you lose 2 trades in a row, right? So depending on your account size, if you lose 2 to 3 trades in a row, then I'll just stop for the day. That's what I would do. And even till now, I do that now. If I lose 2 or 3 in a row, I will completely stop for the day, unless, and again, because of my experience, I might find a setup that I know is going to go well, and I might just do a trade. But typically, for those that are starting off, 2-3 trades in a row, if you lose them, if you lose one, you can go back in again, try and win a trade. But if you have, like, let's say if you win one, lose one, win one, lose one, and if you just keep on having this kind of bumpy road, I would stay stop for the day. But if you lose 2 in a row or 3 in a row, just relax for the day, right? Unless, you know, you might find some setups. Again, everyone is different. You know, and over time, you might become competent enough where you're able to still discipline your mind and get back into the market. But at the initial stages, as you're building your trading account, because your goal, a lot of you are starting with 3 figures. So your goal is to build your account from, let's say, 500 or 250 to 1,000. Once you get to that 4-figure level in trading, then you can start, your mind will start, now you've got a little bit more to play with. If you're starting with 1,000, then obviously you're building to the 5-figure level, which is 10,000, right? You can put more skin in the game. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question. So yeah, 2 to 3 trades in a row. If you lose, stop for the day. If you lose one, you don't have to stop if you lose one, but you might win the next one. And you can, and guys, another thing is, it's all about your judgment. It's all about what you want to do. Because sometimes, I'm not sitting there with you saying, hey guys, hey Christy, like, I'm not sitting there like, hey, stop trading now. Like, it's like, sometimes it's up to us. Like, sometimes it's like you've got to tell your own brain to stop. Otherwise, no one's gonna stop. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep going. So it's like, use your judgment as well. Have your trading plan in front of you. Have your non-negotiables. Like my non-negotiables are, I don't risk more than, I mean, at the very max, I would never risk more than 5% of my account size at any one time. I would never risk more than 5% of my account balance. That's my non-negotiable, right? 100%. That's my non-negotiable. My trading risk to reward ratio is typically 1 to 3. So I'll show you that in a minute, actually, my risk to reward ratio, how I calculate that. But for every 1 pip, I risk, I'm willing to make 3 pips for every pip that I risk, right? And then if I lose 2 to 3 trades in a row, I will stop for the day, or at least stop for a couple of hours and do something else. Go for a walk, go to the gym, go have some dinner, spend time with my family, do something else, and then come back. If not, I'll just stop for the day, right? Those are my non-negotiables, really. Hopefully that makes sense. You're welcome. How much can one start as a goal for the day? So yeah, Cherish, good question. So it depends on your account size, right? If you start with, let's say 250 or 500, there's a website which I'll put in the chat right now. So this website right here, Daily Compound. If you go back on my video, I don't want to, because I've got something else to cover tonight. I don't want to cover that whole compounding thing today, but I'll put the link in the chat here, guys. And in this chat, you can basically, what you can do is you can, if you look at my old, I'll send you my recording actually of, because someone put my recording in the chat of last week's session. Someone find it, please, and put it in the chat. Cherish, if you can watch that last week's recording, I talk about how to compound, how to actually successfully compound your account, and how to make a certain amount per day. But to answer your question, I don't so much talk about it in terms of money per day. I know I have this thing of, Derrick, I'll make £1,000 a day. That's my target, it's £1,000 a day. But that's just because I'm more advanced. But because I've been able to kind of get my, but I've been doing this for a long, it's been years. But at the beginning, when I first started out, it wasn't £1,000 a day or even £100 a day. My target was always 3 to 5% per day. That was always my target, and until now it still is today, right? 3 to 5% per day. Thank you, Christy Lee. So that's last week's. That's last week's. Let me put it. That's last week's. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Last week recording. Obviously, I'm gonna drop. Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna drop this. Obviously, this week's recording after this call's done. But yeah, so I cover the actual compounding system, Cherish. So it's basically, don't look at it in terms of like how much I want to, it's good to want to make I want to make £50 per day. But the reason why it's a bit difficult to do that is because your account balance will always change. But if you, but the non-moving object is your percentage. Percentages will never change. If you have £1 million in your account, if you have a 75 billion gazillion gorillion money in your account, 3% is still 3%. So, and the reason why I do percentage is because I can quantify that. I can quantify with everyone's account. Every single one of you on this call, you have a totally different account balance. So I want to be able to say, okay, everyone on this call can set a target to make 3 to 5% per day. Does that make sense? So that's really the target. So on that link, if you watch the link, watch the recording from last week, and then go onto the link of that compounding website, you can actually calculate, depending on how much you start with, you can then calculate. We can do a one-to-one call, and I can show you as well how to get the compounding plan in place. Okay, you're welcome. So depending on how much you put, if you're starting out, say you want to make £30-40 per day, once you make that stop, next day repeat it. If you lose 1 or 2, stop, take any more, you can risk lose more money. You will learn the flow of it when you join. Yeah, that's exactly. Good one, Jordan. Good one. All right, cool. Chizzy said you are talking to me. I must be real, man. I must be real. I believe every single one of us Every single one of us can make it. Every single one of you guys can make it. But it's just all at the same time, the discipline. That's the thing that really hurts a lot of people. In my 7 years in this industry, I've seen people come in, they've done very well at the beginning, and then they just take off the training rules, man. They stop being coachable to the process. Okay? So you just gotta keep that discipline. And I promise you it will work out. It will work out. Alright? So let me quickly show you guys. We're almost done, guys. Don't worry, we're almost done. I know it's been a long call, but let me show you guys real quickly what I done today, right? And I'm gonna give you the example of how I made the money on gold today. Okay, so I'm actually gonna show you a recording because I actually recorded it. So I really care about y'all, man. I recorded this. I recorded it. I full on recorded the actual as I was trading live. Here we go. Can you guys see much? So this is the market before. Okay, this is the market before. This is earlier during the day.
Hey, high energy traders. Hope you guys are doing incredibly well. Quick update on trade that I took earlier, an opportunity, a trading opportunity that I looked at, and I put it into the group chat. And obviously, you guys would have been looking at this. Obviously, this is a recording you'll be watching, but this is the gold USD, and we're actually approaching our take profit right now, nice and easy. Beautiful trading opportunity. I want to break down exactly why I placed this trade and exactly what I was looking at when this trade was placed. Okay, so first and foremost, yesterday gold went at an all-time high. It passed the 2200 level. Okay, now one thing about gold is it moves very, very fast, and you can be excited about gold because of how it moves. It's very, very sexy. It moves. It's my favorite pair. If you guys know me already, I trade gold more than anything else. But today I was doing some analysis and I actually missed out on a little bit of that move yesterday. And so I looked at the market again and I saw that the market was taking a dip. Now, if you look at this analysis that I drew up, it's very, very simple, guys. I didn't want to complicate anything. But if you look at the analysis that I set, right, the market here had a new level of resistance. Okay, so the market had hit. And I'm not going to put 2100 as a resistance because that's the all-time high. But this level here, if we go back, I mean, the market hasn't hit this price in a long time. Okay, which is fine. Okay, but we look at this here. This is a level of resistance at the top, level of support at the bottom here, right? Around the 2146 level. Okay, now literally I'm approaching. This is live and direct, guys. This is live in real time. Approaching take profit, nice and easy. You know what I mean? Let me just, sorry guys, I'm also on my MT4 at the same time. I might move to take profit. We'll see here, I might move it to 21. To be fair, 13, yeah, 13. Video is being recorded for tonight's session. So I hope you guys are all watching this now and you're all live. But basically, let me break down what happened. So the market had a level here of consolidation. And so whenever the market is hovering around a certain area, it's because it's fighting through. It's a previous level of resistance, right, or support, and the market is struggling to break through because of, it's an area where the market hovers. That's because a lot of important decisions are made. At certain levels, investors are pulling out of investments, putting money in investments, right? So it's basically making it more difficult for the price to move past that level, okay? So what I done was I placed a sell around, it was at around 2180. I placed a sell, right? I placed a sell 2180 around here. Now, when I placed a sell, the market was hovering. The market was not really deciding what to do. And that's why I drew this big, you can call it a resistance line. Okay, and I still believe, as you guys can see, it's pulling back up, but I believe it's past that level of resistance. it's now going to go clear. I believe it's going to do a big drop down. And this is where patience comes in. A lot of the time, people close the trade. But I believe, you know what? I can make more. And again, either way, I'm in profit because my take profit, my stop loss has now been way past entry. So I'm already in profit. Regardless of what happens, I've made money, right? But this trade was hovering around this level here. It's hovering around this level, okay? Now, there's different terms that traders use. This term could be called, you might want to write this down, it's called an institutional level of resistance, okay, or support. And it basically means that that's where a lot of corporations, banks, and so on make certain decisions, okay? And so basically what I done was I waited, I placed a sell, I actually made some money earlier, I came back into the trade, okay? As I came back into the trade, what happened was the market was pulling up. The market was pulling up actually towards my stop loss. Now, what I done was the trade moved into profit around this level here, around 2170 something, right? And so I moved the stop loss not to entry because I knew it. Sometimes the market needs breathing space, okay? Even right now, the market's pulling back up. But I'm telling you, gold moves a certain way. And once it's in momentum, it doesn't just pull back up automatically, especially when a new candle has been formed and the new candle is also in a bullish or bearish manner, right? So the market hit this level of, the market was around this point here and it kept hovering back and forth, right? It was struggling to break through. And I just let it do its thing. I trusted my trade. I said, listen, this trade is going to go. And that's one thing, guys. I want you guys to write this down. Trust your trade, okay? And one thing that I want to tell you guys is when you have the right amount of risk management and you have the right amount of discipline, you can't fail, right? You have the right amount of discipline, the right amount of focus, and you're not rushing the trade. Like even right now, I'm not rushing this trade. I'm letting this trade go. This is going to be almost a swing. It's actually pulling back up. But I'm saying no problem. It's going to do what it needs to do. And what I'm doing right now is it might take a big drop to the downside. Okay.
So guys, that video, I done that, and then about half an hour later, let me show you guys what happened. Okay. Let me show you guys what happened. This is the update. So this is what happened about 20 minutes later. Look how far the market had dropped. And it literally hit my take profit.
The market's now moved to a new level. Okay, guys, so
this is literally about 10 minutes later, guys.
Update. As I told you, I'll be back. And as I told you, if you look back at the last video, I did say we're going to be heavily in profit, and we are. I've even moved the take profit down to 2164 because of just how much, how good this trade had gone. We're currently at 2166. The market is, 2164. There we are. Boom. So here's where, the stop loss, at this point, the market is not going to go up anymore. As
you guys can see, that was an example of what happened. So the whole point was, guys, the reason why I showed this video is because the market, a lot of the time, whenever you see the market is approaching these types of levels, it's called consolidation. The market will not just drop dramatically. It will wait. But as soon as it went past, boom, I literally caught the move from 2180 all the way down to 2167. And my TP, I opened up 2 orders. The first order hit TP. I let the second order ride a little bit down, and it also hit TP as well. Okay? Which is a great example of, just again, discipline. Okay? Discipline. Receipts, yeah. So it really is an example of my analysis. And one more thing I'll share with you before we end this session is I'll show you guys an example on what I done. So one thing that that you can do when it comes to calculating a trade is what they call a risk to reward ratio. Okay, so you can find this right here. When you click onto this icon right here, you can click on a long position or a short position. Short is for sells, long is for buys. But let's say if we're going to do a sell, right? I'll click on this and I'll click on this. And now you can select. This is such a helpful tool, guys. So you double click on this and you can actually select, for example, your account size. Let's say if your account size is £1,000, your lot size is, 0.10. And let's say your risk amount is, well, no, your TP, first of all, your TP is going to be, let's say 30 pips. So it says 300, but it means 30 pips. And my take profit is going to be 90, right? So now, as you can see, you do this. So now this opens up. So now you can actually put this here, for example, and you know exactly where to put your TP and stop loss. Okay? It's a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. And this is what I do. So you guys can see it says 750, right? So you're looking to, if you was to win this whole trade, right? You know how much you can make. This is a really good tool to use to calculate, if you're doing your own trades, to calculate TP and stop loss. Risk to reward ratio. So the red is your stop loss area. So if the trade opens up right here, right? Let's say the trade opens up. This is the entry price. So the trade opens here, right? And you see where the red area is. If it goes to the top of the red area, so this is how if you go into the app and you go into the actual trade, you will see this is what they do. They have the same tool. The green is the take profit. So this red bit is just basically like ×3 is the take profit. So we're willing to risk 1 pip for every 3. We're willing to risk 1 pip to gain 3. That's why it's called a risk to reward ratio. Okay? So yeah, that's pretty much a little rundown of today's session. I hope you guys had great value today. I hope you guys, there was so much more I was supposed to share with you guys, but we've run out of time. Honestly. There's so much I want to share with you guys about the fundamental analysis, but I'll cover that next week. I'll do a session on fundamentals and how different terminologies that you can actually apply to your trading account, man. But I really pray you guys got value today. Put a 777 in the chat if you guys got value. Man, I'm excited. Tomorrow we go again. Now Friday, a quick heads up about Friday. Friday will be a bit of a quiet day in the markets. There's not really any news coming out. As a matter of fact, the next week will be quite quiet in terms of news. The only major news that's going to be coming out over the next week will be next week, Thursday. There'll be some news. Let me just check it now. Next week, Thursday, which is actually our next session, so that works out well. Next week, Thursday. Yeah, next week, Thursday, we've got news USD. It's going to be quite a strong. It's going to be quite a strong one. From 12:30 to 2. There's consumer sentiment, pending home sales, unemployment claims, and final GDP. Quick one before we go. Some of you have been asking me, what does GDP mean? If you go into Forex Factory, GDP is gross domestic product. Okay? And basically it is, gross domestic product is the total monetary or market value of all the finished goods and services produced within a country's borders in a specific time period. Okay? So that's going to be next week. So pretty much the markets in terms of the news will be quite quiet next week. I'm not really doing much news next week. I'll probably just wait until Thursday. I'll just do the trades on the app. I'll be looking at gold. I'm predicting gold will probably drop at some point next week as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been a very busy week this week with trading, so I'm sure next week will be a bit more of a quiet period. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your time. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys got a lot of value. And I'll be dropping this recording, as you know, on my YouTube channel. And yeah, man, if you have any questions, you got my number. Message me. Let me know. I'm here to help you guys all times, all hours. You guys know I don't sleep. Fired up. And man, I appreciate you guys so much for your attentiveness. I know it's been a 2-hour session But you know, over here, guys, we don't play, man. We don't play. We don't play. We don't play. We pay. We don't play. We get paid. Appreciate you guys so much. Congratulations on all of you guys. You know, doing very well with the academy. If you haven't completed the academy, go on the academy, guys. Complete it. You know, go hard. Study, so you can earn. Take it, guys. Good night and God bless.